Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, I wanted to have a bit of a chat about the gear dungeons and why I personally don't go to them. Now, I don't know if this is the commonly accepted thing across Raid. I just try and go into the game with my own understandings and thought process, and I'm just sharing that with you guys. So if anyone has a different opinion, please let me know. But I want to walk through why I've been completely ignoring these dungeons for the most part. There is a little exception which I will go into, but a lot of people keep asking me, where are you up to in Dragons and stuff like that. I feel like it was like on about day 10 to 13 of the account. I did like 17. I've done a couple others since for missions and stuff like that. Besides that, I just do not touch these things because I just don't think the value is there in wasting what I call wasting energy on these because of efficiency. So let's go through exactly what I'm talking about, and then we will cap off with obviously what we've been doing every day is a recap for day 22 of this account. It'll probably be day 23 by the time we talk about it because it's 7 minutes away from the reset. But let's go into why I don't do gear dungeons. So a lot of the times in these games, when you have energy, as you can see, mine is close to max because I'm going to have to farm some of the force keep after the reset. But when you look at your energy, you want to be using it as efficiently as possible. And with especially like, let's just talk about dragons, for instance. Level 13 is where you start being able to get some 6-star artifacts, which sounds really great. However, the drop rates are really horrible for them. And I just don't see the value in farming stage 13 of dragons because that is very, very low efficiency. Once we get up to like, stage 24 or stage 20, it's a bit more efficient. No more 4-star drops. Everything's going to be at least a decent silver increase, even though, farming spider for that stuff's better. But I feel like stage 20 is maybe the point where you can think about it. But I also think even if you can do stage 20, there is more efficient uses for your stamina or your energy. For instance, Minotaur's Labyrinth. If any of the champions that you will be using to farm dragons or any of the other dungeons is not at least got their top mastery, Minotaur's 15 is very easy to farm. So why not, if that champion you are using in your dungeon farming would be better by getting them their masteries and you don't have them, why would you be farming for gear when getting them in masteries might take you up to a higher stage of that dungeon farming? So I don't see any point in farming a low stage of a dungeon when you can farm the max stage of Minotaurs, which is something you're going to eventually have to do anyway. So that is a perfect example. Another example is when we go into the campaign. It is very easy to get yourself to farming 12-3, which is arguably the best value farming spot. You get more experience from 12-6, but silver's a thing. So I've been, early days, I was doing 12-6 just to squeeze in that extra little bit of account experience as well, which is a whole very niche thing. But for this one, it's good. It's the best experience just about that you'll get in the game, along with some really good silver acquisition. And you're going to be able to farm this very early on. And that is like as close to max efficiency farming as you can get. And once again, if using some of the champions that you are using in these dungeon farms when you're farming, say, stage 13, to me, honestly, even if there is a tournament on for this stuff, I still would prefer doing the guaranteed stuff that gives me more value, then worry about the tournaments in the dungeons once I'm doing like stage 20, 24, maybe hard mode, that stuff. I just don't see the value in ever doing 13. I didn't even do 13 when I could solo it with Supreme Gallic. There was an event on and I could run the 4 extra fodders. I just thought the experience was a little bit low and I wasn't being max efficient. But, that is, if you can solo 13 and there's an event on, I do think that is the one fringe case where maybe it is valuable for you, but I've been really pushing to do the Arbiter missions as well. So that's like a bit of a caveat for me. But once again, if you are using any character in one of these dungeons that you're running on like stage 13, stage 16, stage 17, if any of those champions that you are using to run those dungeons are not 6-star, except for the fringe case where it's a character that you never want to bring to 6-star because you're just using them as a stepping stone, that I completely understand. But if any of the characters that eventually you will bring to 6-star are not 6-star, or they don't have masteries, but you're going to get their masteries, then why bother farming this? Go farm that stuff that you're going to have to do later anyway, get them upgraded, and that would probably take you to a higher stage. On top of that, it means you're spending more time, more days farming at these low efficiency rates, at the high efficiency rates in Minotaurs and in campaign. And then through that time, you can get yourself some extra gear. For instance, I'm sweaty. I've been pushing the arena. So every, the resets, I get, extra gear from the arena chest. You can get extra gear from your clan boss, even though it might only be 4 or 5 star. It might be better than what you have. The other thing is there'll be more tournaments. The arena tournaments are pretty free for new players to go ahead and get it. You just got to be really active. You can see all this gear I've got from doing just tournaments. Literally it. None of these have come from a dungeon tournament because I haven't. There's my my internet. So none of these have come from a dungeon tournament. This has all been through arena tournaments, champion leveling tournaments, and stuff like that. So you can get some decent gear along the way. Also, we've got the obviously the faction crypts. So the faction crypts are another place where you can keep getting gear. I just unlocked Dwarf today, which is great because obviously I pulled Gnut, which is fantastic for me. But you can start also crafting gear. So the longer you spend farming at higher efficiency, whether it be in 12-3 or whether it be in Minotaurs, because that is the best efficiency you're ever going to farm, well, that's probably better. The other thing you can do is you can farm the keeps. If your champion is not max ascended, the one caveat is don't ascend things past where the Arbiter missions require them. You can see here, I know there's an Arbiter mission coming where I've got to make a Spirit Champion Ascension 6. That is not retroactive. So Gnut hasn't been... I can't help but saying Gnut, guys. I know some people call it Newt, whatever it is. It's Gnut over here, all right? But yeah, I have not ascended him because I'm waiting for the Arbiter mission. That is the one caveat there. But yeah, I just think in general, because I've had this question asked a lot about where I'm at in the dungeons. And the honest truth is I just don't care about the dungeons because they are low efficiency farming, because I'm not farming a difficulty that I think is going to benefit my account enough. When we look at some of my main damage dealers, like I've got pretty good stat sheets on them, and it would take some really good drops to sort of boost them. Yes, I could get better boots. Yes, I could get a better chest, but just going for that just doesn't seem worth it. Now, like I said, the one caveat is spiders. So when we go to the quests and we go to the advanced quests, you will see here it's about to reset. There is one here that is, I think it's fight Tagoar. Yeah, win 3 artifacts / accessories. For this one, I always go to spiders to do that. And I've just been manualing stage 20 now because I can manual stage 20, and I've been getting my 3 pieces of gear for that mission through that because that is a nice efficiency. The one caveat to this is where I said I don't farm the dungeons is Spider 10. Spider 10 is bugged in the game and has a very, very, very high drop rate of giving you the 5 stars. So I do think Spider 10 is the one caveat where I think that is not a bad place to jump in and farm. Especially if you can do it solo like I can with my Supreme Gallic. Even if you can't, it's pretty fine. Especially if there is a tournament on. The reason being is because when you get to spiders and you start getting some champions to 6-star ascension, stuff like that, and you can start equipping these 3 pieces, it's a big boost for your account to actually equip a full set of accessories on all your champions that you can. So that is why I do think Spider 10 is the one exception to this is actually a pretty decent place to farm when you get to the stage where you can do it pretty reliably. You don't want to be wasting stamina on losses, but once you can do Spider 10 reliably, I think getting a roster of the accessories on your champions is really nice. Obviously, Alice, we get the free ones, but Alice is no longer going to be an option for people. But you get them on your main characters. At least get something. You can see these are 4 stars. This one's got resistance. This one's got defense. Not ideal stats. The resistance ain't bad because it's got 8 speed, to be fair. But you don't even have to have the ideal stats. Defense on this one with defense substat. I kind of defense ain't bad for him because he has a defense buff, but I want HP for the healing as well. You can just pull whatever as long as you have stuff to fill these slots. It's going to give you a nice little stat boost to your champions. So that is what I'm looking at. That is my whole reasoning behind. If you guys ask me where I'm at in dungeons, I basically, my reply in the comments is always, I don't care about it until I'm done the Arbiter missions at a bare minimum. But like I said, I just feel like efficiency with your energy is a very big thing in these games. And that's why I just completely pass on gear dungeons besides that niche situation with spiders, and I just focus over on Minotaurs and also on the campaign farming. Now, just a little touch on that is Iron Twins. I do that to the difficulty that I can. I tried to get stage 6 on this one. I failed it, so I just didn't go back. But being able to do the first clear of stages isn't too bad because it's something you will have to do anyway. And, getting some souls could be huge for your account. I haven't had the greatest luck with my souls. I did get a Tagoar and 2 on the Mausoleum Mage, which is great. Would love to get one on the Supreme Gallic or the Newt or something like that, but you gotta roll with the punches. Let's see what's here. No camera lock. No, because we just had the daily reset. Yeah, nothing I can use there. If you look at my soul collection, you can see I do have some pretty decent ones, like 4 stars and stuff like that. But yeah, nothing that I'm really using besides those 2 that I pulled. But I think doing first clears of stuff is fine because that is definitely, efficient. I don't farm the twins or anything like that at this low efficiency. I just don't think it's worth it because the amount of souls you actually get from these things that you can use is very low. But hey, having the chance, if you can get those bonus ones, isn't too bad. So that is it. That is everything I want to talk about. Why I'm not doing the dungeons, why I farm, what I think is efficient. If you disagree with me, please put it in the comments. Like I said, I'm just coming into this game with my personal outlook on it. I don't sort of look at guides and see what everyone does. That is just my personal opinion. I think efficiency on energy in these games is always key, and low stage dungeon efficiency is just not there, considering there's so many other ways to get good gear in the game at the moment. So sorry for the ramble, had to get through that. That is where we're at. Now let's jump into the update for the account. At the end of day 22, we're coming into the day 23 of login. So end of day 22, that's what we're going to call it. Let's take a look at where we're at. So I have been grinding out the arena, trying to get as many points as possible. I am recording this at the reset on, what day is it? It is Friday today. By Monday, I need to have 1,700 of these points. It is hard. I'm going to have to buy extra arena tokens. The one problem is I've just got to rely on getting lucky and getting some of these weak enemies and, being able to beat them. And then, it's all RNG from here. If I'm going to try and beat the 34-day record on Arbiter missions, it's all going to come down to RNG on these arena refreshes and what I can do. It is the only thing standing in my way at the moment. So we're going to have to see how we go. It's going to come all down to that RNG because by Monday, by Monday I need to have 1,700 so that I can do the spirit one, the spirit mission, and then the following day I will unlock magic, do the magic and force mission. Then the following day I'll spend another 300, unlock void, and then that will get me all the way up to the win 200 missions, the win 200 arena battles mission, which is absolutely crazy. I know I'm sweating this stuff, but I'm having so much fun with it. But where is it? Where's the win 200 battles? Yeah, this one. So basically by Tuesday I need to be on this mission so that I can have enough time to win those 200 battles to get me across the line. The real killer is that they put, if you look at this one, I mentioned this before, they put upgrade affinity bonus to level 9 before we have to do the keeps. If this here landed after these ones, especially if it landed after the 200 wins, we would be absolutely cooking. But it is what it is. But I need to get into those 200 battles so I can get them. Then we do the level 10 affinity, hopefully by day like 31, 32. And then we can sort of sweep through this stuff. I need to do it by day 32 so that I can deal the 30 million on Nightmare. And then I'm going to have to regroup and then have another day's worth of attacks. Oh, maybe I have to do it by day 31. Yeah, it's gonna be tight anyway. It's gonna be very, very tight. I'm gonna see how we go. We're just gonna have to hope we get enough arena points. We get there cooking, and yeah, I don't know if we'll get the 34 days. If we fail it, maybe in a few months' time, I'll regroup and we'll have another crack at it. But yeah, I'm just having fun sweating the game at the moment. Is pretty much the case of where we are at. I can also buy Demon Lord attacks if I have the gems, but we're getting very wasteful at that point. We'll see how we go. But as for fodder, we're going really well with fodder. If we go over here to the tavern, we are on we got 4 5-star chickens, 1 from Doom Tower, 3 from the hard campaign, and then we also have 1. Okay, let's just click on wait, let's just click on say you. Then we got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 fodder, 9 with the Gallic once he unlocks in 3 days and 2 hours because I need that pass to leave. And so, wait, little side tangent. My timer just went off on my watch. Oh no, I've got 20 seconds. So, I set a 15-minute timer every time. I can't help it. It's going off. The timer. So, yeah, we got 9 fodder essentially. We will need to build up 6 more. And then we also need to get our masteries done on top of that, which I need to get 5 of them done eventually. So we're actually going pretty decent on this. We've got Alice there with 142. She needs 550 to complete. He's done. We're not using him anymore. We obviously skipped the ones we didn't need. Uugo, we're not doing. Mausoleum Mage, we need another 3. We need 350 on him. And then Nut is going to be the one that's going to take a while, but he is later on in the picture. So probably going to have to use a bunch of gems on stamina refills and arena refills. I don't know if we're going to get it. We're just sort of winging it at the moment to see how we go. But that is the account update, guys. Have an absolute blast trying to push these records. That I cannot beat. Damn, bad refresh. 2-1. It's really sad when you can't beat one champion defenses, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm just having too much fun. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.